sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and
Hello. Hello. Hello everyone. Am I audible? Okay. So today we'll begin with yesterday we had completed till, just let me check once. Go into the day 3 folder, and I guess yesterday we stopped on conditional statements and then we kept the loops for today. So today we have the agenda already set up to just show you what we are going to cover today. So can you explain that marks and grades problem using switch case ternary operator? Switch case, you have to use that, you have to pass true and then you have to put conditions inside. Just try it once again, and I'll upload the solutions. I'll send it in Telegram and community. Agenda for today we are having is loops, which was pending. Then I'll teach you about the math and date object. And in math we are going to look at some basic things, which is math.min, max, power, absolute, square root, round, floor, seal, and one more is there, math.random. And then going forward, looking at the date object, we have the new date, how to call it, how to initialize a date, and then variants of date, like what all you can pass inside this date object, and then how to get various properties, various methods of this get date object, and how to set the methods of this date object. Then some variants of for loop we have to iterate over an iteratable object. There is one for each, and then there is this loop. I'll explain you these two things, and then we have debugger, and maybe if time permits and if time permits, we will look at some ES6 new what ES6 has brought, like spread operator and all. Apart from that, we are also going to look at arrow functions today. Is the agenda clear, guys? Is the agenda clear? Just put a yes so we can start. Everyone asking for that assignment solutions. I'll just upload the solutions later. Okay. So let's begin. As always, we will have one script known as loops.js, and I'll link it below this. Now, can you? It's just a small request. Stop like spamming questions in the chat and just focus on the lecture. Which code is not visible? Is it visible now? Is it visible now, guys? Okay, I'll just put a script tag and then we'll start. Okay, so I'll just make this big. You need more zoomed in. This is visible now. Okay, great. Now I'll just write down. So first we are going to look at, where is our agenda? So yep, now we have to look at for loop. Now the syntax for loop, okay, let's first understand what this for loop does. So when you want to iterate over a thing like a object, an array, or a string, or a given value for a repeated number of times. So for example, if you are writing console.log, suppose you want to print numbers 1 to 10, and what you will do, like if you don't know loops, what you will do is you will just go and copy paste the values. For example, just let me do this. One method is, if you just go and do this 10 times, so 10 times means okay, but what you want, if you want to repeat a thing for like 1,000 times, so what you can do for that, you can use loops. Now what loops do is that basically it will repeat that code until until the condition is satisfied. So first, to understand the syntax, I'll just initialize. Today I'll be going a bit fast because there's a lot to cover. So if you have any doubts, just hold on. When I am checking the chats, you can ask it, or at the end of the session, as usual, we'll have a doubt clearing session. So now syntax is for I'm just writing in my way, initializer, then condition, then increment or decrement, whatever you want to perform, and then the code to be repeated if the condition is satisfied. Is this clear till now? Don't Ankit, just hold on, just let me do this. Assignment solutions I will give. So for example, if you want to print numbers from 1 to 10 using a loop, what we can do is, I'll just write for. Now we'll declare a variable I, which is like we use it many times. It will start at 0. Now we have to give a condition. Now if we want to print number less than 10, now in this case it will print from 0 to 9. So, and then I want to increment this I every time this loop is like the code is iterated. You have to just, I want to increment it by 1. So I'll just write here console.log, and what I want to print is the value of I. So now as you can see, it has just looped over this block, this line of code until the value reached was less than 10. So what if I want to print even the 10 number? So now I have made it equal to less than equal to 10. Accordingly, you can just play along with this. I guess this much you have understood. My audio is not coming. Can you hear me, guys? Hello. Okay. So this is just the basic syntax of for. Now you can do whatever, like if I want to write anything, basically any, like for basics, this is what for loop is. So now if I have an array, okay, let's iterate over an array. So I'll just declare an array. Let r is equal to some fruits name, apple, mango, orange, and banana. Now I'll just make changes in this loop, as I'll just comment this and we'll have the same code again. Now just look what I'm doing. Now I am initializing I as 0 because we are going to iterate on the basis of index. Now I am going to set the condition that it should be less than the length of the array dot length, and then I'll print. Now as you can see, it is just printing the index, like the array is in length 1 2 3 4, but the index is 0 1 2 3. So it has just printed the index of that array. So now I want the values inside this array to be printed. So what I can do is, I'll just write array, and how we fetch the values, I'll just write array, and in square brackets I'll put the index. So it is like 0 position of this array, 1 position of this array. It is going to iterate over and over. So this is how you can iterate over an array using the for loop. And then I'll just keep this right here, and now going on towards like the while loop. Like basically the functionality is the same in all languages, like you must have studied the same in C, Python, C++, every Java. So now what while loop does is, basically the syntax is while some condition, do this thing. So this is the syntax of while loop. So what it does is, until and unless this condition is not becoming false, it will keep on doing this thing. So we'll just count the numbers as we did. We are going to write the same loop to make you understand. Now in this I'll have to declare a variable outside. So I am just taking this and I am putting let I is equal to 0 here. Let's make it 1 to count from 1 to 10, and then I'll put like until this value is not less than equal to 10. Like if you are not satisfying this value until it like till when it is true, you have to just go and write console sorry guys, console.log I. Okay, now it has gone into infinite loop. Now what has happened here is, I want to just show you, just look at the console, it has gone into infinite loop. So what it did is, if you are seeing, we have initialized I at 1, and we are checking like if it is not like unless and until it is less than equal to 10, you just do this. But we are not incrementing the value of I anywhere like we were doing here, and hence every time the value of I is 1, every time it goes into loop and it is satisfying this value, so it is going into an infinite loop. Now your web page is hanged, so I'll just open another window. I'll just close this tab. So now to do that, we'll have to put a incrementing value, and I have to increment this value after every time this console log is done. So there may be times you may run into infinite loops. I'll just start my live server again. Yep, 1 is always less than 10, and hence it went into a infinite loop. It is still into an infinite loop. Let me just change the code once again. I'll just put I plus plus here to stop that infinite loop. And now if I am going and starting my live server again, now if I go and inspect on console, you can see that we have a loop from 1 to 10 right here. Yep, we have to increment the value. So this basically, you can, whatever you write in for loop, the same things you can write in while loop. Now if you see the syntax, in while in this we had everything in one line, like we declared a variable which we are declaring here. We gave a condition which we gave here, and then we incremented the value which we incremented here. So this is what while loop is like. It will perform a specific code like until you give a condition which is satisfied, and to like make sure you're putting this incrementing, like every loop it is incrementing the value which you have put as condition, because it needs something to break out of that loop. So now we'll just go to do while loop. Do while loop is similar to while loop, but there is one small difference with it which it does. Like I'll just, when I write the syntax, you will come to know. Just a minute. Smile. Just a minute, guys. Hello. Okay, I'll just continue this. Okay. So do while loop, we have this block of code which it is going to execute, and then we have the while condition below this. So if you see, what it will do is, I'll just write do the run this code while this condition is true. Like this is to make you understand. I'll just comment this also. Now what is the difference between while and do is, if you see, the first line tells it to perform a execution, and then it is checking for a condition. So the difference only is in this, the operation won't be executed until the value is satisfied, but here even if the condition is not satisfied, the code will run for at least one time. Yep, Sushmita, for at least one time it will be executed. So do I'll just let I is equal to 0, and we'll do console.log I plus plus, and then we have to give condition here while I is greater than 10. I is not 10. Now what if I give this I smaller than 0? Now see, even if it is smaller than 0, if you want to give me, let's have this as 1. Now if you see that I have given the value as 1, which is smaller than 0, even then the code has been executed. That is because this block is any which way is executed even if the condition is not satisfied. So that is the only difference between do and while. And whatever you write in this while loop, you can also write it in do while and for loop. So I guess this is clear. So next we have, I'll just cover this two things is also for each loop and everything. So we have this array. Any doubts till now? Just put it in the comments. Just let me check your chats. Let me open the chat besides also. Okay, great. So now we have something called as for each, and we have the array name as arr. So keeping this thing in mind, if you want to iterate over an array, we can just write a simple function which will be iterate on. If you see for each, I am writing for each, and then what I have to pass is, if you look at the documentation given here, it is expecting a callback function. So I have to just write a function here which will take some like element. You can write fruit also, and then I have to just console.log that. Just a minute guys, just give me a second. Okay, am I audible now again guys? Now if you see, we have this we have iterated over an array using this for each function. Now you can also pass something like, if you see it, it can take index and the whole array as well. So if I give something called index, and I am passing the whole array as well, and then also I'm specifying this here, index and then array. Now if I print, it is also printing, like you can give all the parameters which are available in this function. So now I'll just explain this what it has done. I'll just comment this out, and I'll just take this function below this statement. Okay, so now just concentrate here. What it did it, for every element in this array, it took it inside the element which was here. It took it as a parameter inside this function, and then it logged to the console that value. So at the first iteration, it went to Apple, it copied this value into a parameter, and then it logged this value. So is this clear, this for each statement? So basically you will use this going ahead, like I personally use this a lot, like more than for loops. So is this clear guys? Just tell me, is this clear? Okay, great. You want me to go fast guys, just let me know. Debugger we have today at the end of the session. Okay, so another thing is like we had created some object. Okay, we'll just create another object below here. Just have this code back where it was, and then I'll just copy what I wrote. Okay, so now there's another variant. Now suppose I have a person object called as name Prasad, age 24, and city I'm giving as Mumbai. And now if I want to iterate over this object, I can use, there's one loop which you can use, that is for. Then I have to use let. Suppose what we are going to iterate over is, suppose we are giving it as key in person, and then I'll just log console.log. Okay, console.log, and I am giving console.log. Then I am using backticks, and the key is dollar, and I'm writing key here, and the value is, I'm just, now what we are looking at is person and the value for that key. Now if I run this, okay, guess some error, some kind of error we gave somewhere. We made a mess somewhere, guys. Just let me check. Nope. Just a minute, guys. This should work. This is the right syntax. Nope. Okay, where did I make the mistake? Function is closed here. Key I have defined here. And if I remove this, it is giving in line number 52, it is getting an error. Oh, okay, I made a silly mistake. Okay, my bad, just made a silly mistake. Yep, now we are good. Now as you can see, like we have iterated over an object using this for. Yep, I got my mistake. I didn't look at that. So yep, so we have iterated over an object using this for loop for key in person. Now there is one another loop also for off operator. So now that I want you to research by yourself, it is the same. You can iterate using that off operator for off, like for key of person on arrays, objects, and everything. So just explore that by yourself, and in case you have any doubts, we have a Telegram discussion. I am personally there, you can just ask. Yep, Suvita, I just overlooked that one thing. So now loops is, we have covered loops. Okay, now one more thing in loops is, let's go back to the for loop. And there are some statements like when you want to break a loop in between if some condition is satisfied, and if you want to jump over some statement if that condition is satisfied. For example, you must be knowing the continue and break keyword. My screen is not clear, just try increasing your resolution. So let's have our array back. just comment this, and I'll be using this array for that purpose. So we have 1 to 10 printed here. So now what I want to do is, suppose I want to skip the loop if the condition, like if the value of I becomes 3. So what I can do is I have to use the continue statement. What continue will do is, sorry, if I want to break out of the loop, I have to use the break statement. So what break will do is, if that condition is satisfied, it will break outside of this loop directly. So like whatever is after that will not be executed. So let's write it down, like if I is equal to 3, then just break out of that loop. Now what will happen is it will just print 1 and 2, because as soon as I was equal to 3, it broke out of this loop and this loop is no more running. So if I want to like console.log, done. So as you can see, we have just iterated twice over that loop. So now what if I want to skip this statement, like skip this line of code when I is equal to 3, and what if I want the values like 1 2 3 5 6 7 9. So what if I want to skip some values but I don't want to stop the loop? So in that case I'll just comment it right here only, and then I'll write if I equal to 3, just skip this iteration and go ahead. So for that we use the continue statement. So now as you can see in the console, we have 1 2 4. Now it has skipped. So you can just I can also write or if I equal to 5. So now we have also skipped the 5, or you can also skip all the even numbers, like if I percentage 0 sorry, modulus 0 equal to true. Now you have skipped all the even numbers in the iteration and only the odd numbers are printed. Everything clear, guys, till now? If you want me to like, is this clear, break and continue? I'll just write what break and continue does. Everything clear, guys? Like how you can just print the odd numbers, even numbers, and whatever condition you give and just hit continue, it will going to skip. So I'll just make a copy of this and I'm giving you the previous version also. I equal to 3, and if you want to chain operators using and or anything you can do. Okay, so now see, if I have skipped the even numbers as well as 3, so I am just skipping that here for your reference later. Okay, great. So now what else do we have? We have done loops, we have done for each for this iteration over object. Then now we have debugger. Okay, I'll just explain you debugger also before going on those object. So let's have this loop again here, console.log I. So now you can see that we are printing the statements 1 to 10 here. But what if I want to check the value of what is being logged inside, what value is stored inside the variable? So I'll just declare a variable here. Let num is equal to I. So whatever the value will come here, it will be stored here, and I'll just log the num variable. So I'll just write a keyword called as debugger. So what now it will do is, any doubts as for till now, guys, just let me know. Anything, any doubts as of now? Okay, great. So now what we have done is I have just, okay, just let me remove this and I'll again explain you what it actually does. And just let me, okay. So now I'll just go to the console again. I'll just not go to the console again. Okay, please give real-time example when to use while and do while. So whenever you want to have a block of code executed at least once, then you have to, then you can use do while. Like for example, uh, in real life, like what you can avoid is doing like using your mobile maybe. So at least once in a daytime if you can do, or something like playing, going out, going for movies in a month. So at least once, something of that kind. While and for loop, it is that I told you they are not different thing, they are just way of writing the syntax. As I explained you, the same condition, same initializer and same increment is there. Okay, so now where was I? Okay, so debugger. So if I want to, like sometimes you have a block of code and it is giving some errors and you want to check like where the error is occurring, like if we want to check it by line execution, what I can do is I have to just write the debugger keyword and I have to just save it. So now in the sources tab of your console, you must have seen that I have this window here and it is showing me that the execution has stopped on this line and it has brought me into debugger mode. So now if I just go, and the shortcut to step over to new function is F10. So if I hit F10, it will go and execute line by line. So I am just into num, and now if you see, the value of num is 1, and then it is going to log to the console 1. Now if I go in console, I have this as 1 written here. Now again while go to source, now it is going to increment the value. As you can see, it is on plus plus. Now it has incremented the value and value has become 2 again. Now it is checking the condition, and now it has again come to this, and the value is now been assigned to num, and now the value has changed to 2. Can you guys see how this is working? Like even here you can see in this block that the value of I is changing every time. Can you guys understand how this debugger is going to help you to check values inside your function? Also you can use anywhere inside your code, you can use debugger to debug your code. Even if I, and you can also side by side check, like I am on the third stage, and if you observe the for loop, every time it is going into increment and checking the condition, but it is not initializing the variable every time. Okay, so these are like, if you can check the value in the scope, how the value is changing. Like now it is I is equal, num is equal to 4. So now it has incremented, I has become 5, and now it is going to assign, and num has also become 5. So in this way debugger will help you. Function key F10, it is just given. If you hover over here, it will tell you like what. Also you can use this keys right here. So this is all about debugger as of now. I'll just comment this out for your later reference. Okay, great. Okay, where did we go? Yep. So is this debugger clear, guys? All those like who missed what debug is, you can just rewind the lecture, like just one to, max 3 minutes. I would have started debugger. Just go back and just see it. If you're not understanding, there's a community or Telegram group, or maybe at the end of the session I'll just cover it up again. So going forward, we have, just let me stop the server and start again. Going forward in agenda today, we have math object and data object. So I'll just close this file. Enough of this file. I'll just copy this file below. Just comment this math.js. just create this file. Okay, now I want you all to concentrate all your attention on the screen. Now just don't chat right now, because we are going to look at some functions which you are going to use in programming a lot. Now this is okay. Now you might be knowing, a lot of guys might be knowing how they are used. So I'll just begin. So first we have the min function, math.min. Now what it does is, it will give you the minimum value. Okay, now that is pretty much understandable. So I'll just write console.log, and I am just writing some. Okay, let's have an, it's not opening up. Is everything clear till now, guys? Like, then you can just stop chatting and just focus on the lecture for now. Just let me know if everything is clear till now. So you can just write math. So if you want to see what all feature math gives you, I'm just logging the math object altogether before like going into the min and every function. So we have a lot of functions here. So I'm just going to show you how you can also see those in the console. So now as you can see, the whole math object has been locked inside the console, and this is everything that it provides. Now everything is a method right here, absolute. Now what we are going to look at is math.min, max, power, absolute, square root, round, floor, seal, and then random, and some variants of random. Okay, so now what we are going to first look at is math.min. Now if you read here, what it takes is values and also number of array of numbers. So I'll just basically put numbers 1 2 3 4 5, and then I'll just put this. Now it is given me 1 as the minimum value. What if you have some negative number? Let's check. Now you see that it has given me that negative value. So I guess this is pretty much clear why this -5 was given as negative, as given as minimum value. Okay, so now to look at math.max, it is very much clear. It is going to give you the maximum value from that part, which is 5. I'll just remove -5 from here to make it clear. Now these are some basic operations like math.min, math.max. Then you have math.power. Console.log math.power. Now as you see, it is taking two numbers. The first number is the value, what number you want, and second is the exponent, like how much you want to increase. Like if you want 2 raised to 3, you have to just give 2 comma 3, and then you can just log this, and now you have 2 comma 3, sorry, 2 raised to 3. Now if you want 10 raised to 3, it will be 10,000. So this is all about the power. Like these are very basic functions, but they are useful. And then you have console.log math.absolute. Now what it will do is, it will give you a positive integer, a numeric expression for which absolute number is given without the regard it's negative or positive. You can just go through this. Now we are using the same example. I'll just put -5, and it should give you as 5 right here. What if we put 5? It will still give 5. So this is some basic. I'm just covering it quickly because those are some very small things. Now console.log. Now if you want a square root of some number, you can just use math.sqrt, and I want a square root of 81, which should be 9. Yep. So we have this number here. You can literally put anything. 5 should give you 2.2236, something like that. So this is one thing. Also you have some, if you, I am again going to log console dot, okay, just there are some fixed values inside this math object which you can use during some computations. I'll just show you. Now if you go again, you have this pi value here, which is 3.1592. Okay, and then, is my stream lagging, guys? I'm seeing buffering here. Is the stream okay? Hello? Hello, guys. Just let me know if the video is not buffering between. Okay, great. So yeah, math.py if you want to log. So we have this value of pi here. Now you can also use this to calculate a circumference and everything. This value is fixed. So when you are using some, suppose you want to calculate an area. So if I'll just, so suppose you want to calculate an area. So you console.log pi r square, right? Math.py math.py and some variable you want to give to, okay, into math.py, sorry, math.power and some 2, 2. Now you can see you have the area of circle right here, using like this, very easily having these functions. So like this you can calculate using this consonant stored inside this math object. And then we have square root, and then we come to this round, floor and seal. Okay, now I'll take one number. Just let's comment everything we have written till now. So if you have a number called as let num is equal to 54 point, okay, and now if I am logging console dot log math dot round, and I am putting number here. So now it is rounding of the number. So you know basically how rounding off behaves. Like any number below 5 is rounded off to the nearest number on the left hand side, and then 5 and above it is rounded off to the right hand side. So if I put 5 here, it will become 53. So that is one basic thing. And now what if we want to force this 52.4 to round off on the right side? So what, instead of round, you can do is just write console.log math.seal. So it is going to round it on the right hand side of that number line, returns the smallest integer greater than or equal to its numeric argument. So if I am putting num here, even if the rounding off gives you 52, the seal will give you 53. In a similar, Vamsi is asking, will you teach API in JS? Maybe I am thinking of covering fetch API at the end. Today is oops, but I don't think I'll be covering oops today. I have kept it at a later stage. Will be today, I'll just covering this agenda, and after that maybe some ES6 features, modern JavaScript, and then we'll move to DOM and then object oriented programming in JavaScript. So just a change in the structure. So yeah, seal, and then we have similarly we have console.log math.floor. And now what if this value was 6? but I want to force it to round off to 52. So I can just put floor here and it will round up to the up to 2 decimals. You can use two fixed method. I had already shown you. If you want, console.log num dot to fixed, you can see that it has been rounded up to 2 digits. I guess this is clear. Sai Krish, I guess your doubt is clear. And if you have more values, like if I am giving 10, it will just put 0 0 zeros to complete that number of length. Abs is absolute value. It will just give the positive integer of that given value. So these are some basics things, and now we'll come to the main thing. I just wanted to explain you in very detail was what we have for today. Math.random. Just let me. Any doubts till now again? Okay, I'll just okay, round what it does is usually like if you go in some shop. Okay, consider this statement. If you go in some shop, now pesos are not there. So what if your bill is 50 rupees and 63 pesos? What the shopkeeper will do is he will bill you for 61 rupees and not 60 rupees, right? And if the bill is 60.40 pesos, he will bill you for 60 rupees. So now round works that way. And now what seal will do is, now if the shopkeeper is having a policy that he will seal whatever the extra decimal is there. So even if your bill is 60 rupees and 40 paisa, he will bill you for 61 rupees because he is going to the ceiling value of that decimal part. And for the floor, he will just go back to the bottom number. Like if it is 60, so now if your billing is 60 rupees and 73 paisas also, and if he has some policy of floor, then he will give you the bill as 60 rupees only. So yep, going forward, now I'll just write it here, math.random. Now this is a function which will generate. Okay, let just me write. It will generate a number between 0 to 1, where 1 is excluded. So it is like 0.99, you can just call it. Including 0 and excluding 1, it will generate a number in decimal like 0.1, 0 point something, but it will not generate number 1. So are you guys still like going following along with me till here? Just put a yes in the chat if you are following along with me till here. Okay, great. So now what if I want to, for example, I'll write console.log. Now how to generate a random number? You have to call this function right here, and if you see we have this random number generated on the console. I'll just make it bigger, and every time I'm refreshing, it is giving me a different number, right? So this is how you can generate a random number in JavaScript. So what if you want just the digit in the beginning? Like you can use the functions you have just learnt above, math.round, math.seal, math.floor, to remove the decimal part and have a number. So I'll just use this console. What I use is just a console.log, and I'll use math.floor to have a floor division, and then I'll just put math dot random inside this. So now what it will do is it will just round it off like it is giving 0. Now next time it will give me 0 0 0 0 0 because it is rounding the numbers. You can use it anywhere. Now as you can see, I've just removed the decimal part. So as I told, it will generate a number between 0 to 1 and never 1. So as you can see, I'm never getting a 1 as value as here. But if I put where is the random part? Yep. And what if I put this here into 10? So now you can see I have 4 numbers. So now what I internally did is, usually it generates from 1 to 0 to 999. So I'll just write here 0 to 0.999. So if I multiply this thing, it will become, it is going to be still 0, and this will become something till 9 point something. Okay, I'm just coming to that 10 plus 10, that minimum and maximum. So now what I am getting here is I am getting a number between, just write number between 0 to 9. So every time I refresh, I'll get a number from 0 to 9, but never 10. So if I want 10, I can do 0 to 10. Now I'll get, because I've done 11. As I said above, that the number is excluded. So every time I'll just get any number except I am getting 10 now, but not getting 11. So now let's have some. So what if I want to also include the 10? So I can just do 10 and then have a plus 1 here. So now what I did here, okay, just let me have it in a separate function. Now what we were doing was we were generating from 0 to, just a minute guys, let me, okay. So now what we were doing was we were generating from 0 to 10. So what if you want to generate a number from 1 to 10 or 5 to 15 or something like that? So I'll just write number from 5 to 15. Console.log math.floor. Then inside that we have math.random. We are calling this and we are generating it for 15 plus 5. Now if I just go and refresh it, now if you see at the values, it is going above. Just a minute, let's take the standard example, I'll explain you. It's going from 1 to 10. Okay, range, it won't work right now. From 1 to 10. Okay, so yep, okay, pretty good till now. Now if you can see, I have included the 10 also inside this. Yep. Yep, we can give custom range. Now this is from 1 to 10. Now what if you want to give custom range? So let's like have a separate thing. I'll just write the syntax. So now for that what we will require is a minimum value, a maximum value. Okay, for that we are going to require this to have a genuine random function which you can give your values and generate a function. Okay, so now I'll just copy this thing. Okay, let me write it again as well. Console.log, then you have math.floor, then inside it I have math.random. Now just observe what I am going to do. I am just going to pass some expressions right here. Now I'm just going to give syntax, like for example, if I want it to just run between 1 and 10, instead of giving this 10, what I will give is the value of maximum number, the value of the minimum number. Just let me make it a little bigger, yeah. And then outside this brackets I'll just give the minimum number again. So now if you go and see, it will generate the same thing between the minimum and maximum number, but it will exclude the maximum number, which is 10 we are giving here. So basically the syntax for this becomes, at first this is going to go bouncer to you guys, so the more you practice on this, we will be using this again uh, to generate a random number. Okay, I'm making a lot of typos. Between min, which is included, and max, which is excluded. So this is one thing, and apart from that, if you want to include both of this thing, I'll just copy the whole code down below again. Okay, and now we are just going to include the last value as well. So now what is the change I am going to make here is I am going to just put a 1, and here also it is going to become 1. So now you might be asking what, how it matters. So just put our numbers. Okay, I am seeing bouncer. Like, have you understood? Like, I know it's a little complex thing, function inside a function and giving this much max, min, and everything. But is the basic overview clear? For example, I have to generate a number between 10 and 25. So what I will do is my maximum number is 25, my minimum number is 10. Plus 1 we are going to keep because we want to include the last number as well, as which we did here. Okay, now you can just recollect and connect those above functions down below. And then I am also giving the minimum value right here, as we are having minimum value as 10. So now if you see, I'll get a number between 10 and 25, and we also had 25 back there just a second before. So this is one variant, and these are the possible way. Now you might find on internet some other ways to apply this random function. So these are what I use. So I have just got it very tough. Yeah, it is very tough, but I have tried to explain it like with an example and the syntax as well. So this is the syntax I'm keeping for you guys here. As well as here, if you want to use different numbers, you can just try. So we are done with math.random also. Just let me include it quickly in this thing. Okay, great. Everything clear till now? So I'm just going to go ahead quickly. We are already, now the last thing for today as per the agenda is the date object. Okay, great. Don't worry if it's not clear at first time, just go and practice today random functions. At once you might get it wrong, twice you might get it wrong, but then you will be used to it. So now how you can initialize a date inside JavaScript? Can you tell me in the comments? how you can initialize, how you can create a date object. Everything I am like covering here, everything is an object. So how do you initialize a object, a date object? Like some of you must have already just googled out or just started learning JavaScript by their own. Get date, that is a get method in the date. New date, yeah, Gokul, great. New date parentheses, yep, great. So now we will have one variable new. Okay, let today is equal to new date object, and I am just going to console.log today. So now it will give me the current date in this format. Yep, great. So similarly, if I want to assign today as new date and I want to pass, now there are, you can see there are some available overloads here. Now what overloads are, I'll explain it when we come to that part. So what I can pass is, let's try, I'll pass June 15. So it is giving me value as June 15, 2001. Now I can just pass the year as well, 2008. Now it is giving me 2008. I can also give the time, suppose 12:43. Okay, what did I did? 43:53 seconds. So now it has given me that customized time. So I can give my own time if I want to initialize that date variable accordingly. Also you can give it as, suppose new date I am giving 2012. Just let me try this. Let, then you have month. Okay, it's not working. There's something else, another way should have worked. Let's try and give the full thing. Then it is taking hours, 24. Then it is taking hours. Then we have minutes. Okay, just make it 11. Then we will give minutes as 20. Then we will give seconds as 5, and then the last value as 0. Let's see if this works. Yep, once we have given every parameter, it is working. Like we have customized the time according to us. Format of the date, it will, I'll tell you at the end. Now there is some methods to date string and everything. Yeah, there are many methods to declare this date. Today is equal to, okay, new date. Now let's take a ddmmyy won't work. If you want me to try, I'll try. It is mmddyy, but still let's have a try. Prasad Siva had said ddmmyy, so let's try ddmmyy. Okay, my numlock dd mm and yy2005. Let's check if this works. Nope, not working. Still not working. It is taking at June because it is going on indexing. That one thing, just keep it in mind. According to this, the January has value as 0. Okay. Yep, Raja. January has value as 0. February will have value as 1. So keep that one thing in mind. Thank you for like reminding me also. I forgot to explain that one thing. So I'll just give the year. Okay, what am I console.logging? So Clear till now? I'll just go ahead. Just let me know if it is clear. You can just pass it at a string and everything. Okay, okay, okay. So now how to display this date? Now we have this date here. Okay, just let me remove this. Now one question was how to display this date. Now just we'll see what all properties it is giving us, and then we'll go ahead. Okay. Now when I hit this, now there are some get methods, now there is some set methods, and there is some to date, ISO string, JSON, local date string, to string. Now I'm just printing. Okay, I'm just learning, I'm just printing whatever it is giving me. So now if you see, it has converted it into a proper string, to date string. I'll just copy this. So the better way to program is just learn about all the properties, because you cannot memorize each and everything. It will only be memorized with practice. Let's have, now we have done date string, returns a date as string value, then we'll do to string, and all of these are methods, so don't forget the parentheses. Now it has just returned this as a, okay, to explain this type of, as a string it has returned us. How to split date? Now we have to just see, like it is based on space, you can just split it based on space. Now if okay, just let's try this, split on based on space. So yep, see here we have the date splitted as an array, Friday, July 17, 20. These are the methods like we studied yesterday or day before yesterday. Now I have, after converting to string, it has become a string which was a date object, and then we have used the string operators to split it based on the space, and it is giving us an array. Is this clear, Rohit? I'll just comment this extra part and I'll just keep this. So like that you can have your get and set method. Okay, I haven't taught you get methods. So now if you want to just have the year or the weekday or the month, you can just also fetch that part from the date. Okay, let me have console logs written previous beforehand. You don't have to type it again. Okay, so now we'll do today dot get. Now get inside get, it is giving get date, day, full year, hours, milliseconds, minute. Get time is one thing I'll explain you from where it counts the time. So now for get date, it has given me the date part of this object. Similarly, if we do get month, it will give us the get month. Just quickly write it. Okay guys, now I guess this is pretty much clear, so I'm just going to quickly write everything. So to make it, so now just let me explain this two time. Today dot get time. So what it is going to do is, it is going to give us the time in milliseconds. Now this is the time from Jan 1 1970. I'll just write here dot get time returns milliseconds from Jan 1 1970. So now this much milliseconds have passed from Jan 1 1970. Till now it is clear. Accordingly, you can also, like, after get methods, you can also set the value of the date we have here. For example, I have today dot set date. Inside it, I am just passing, instead of 17, I want the number as 21. And then now I'll console log today. Now you see that I have changed the date. Just let me remove this part completely. So now if you see, I have changed the date right here. So using set date, you can change the properties of the date you had created above. Every possibility is here. You can just go and explore that. So if I want to set the month to August, so if I want to set the month as August, okay, set month console.log today. Okay, if I want to set the month as August, we will have to do 7. Yep, because it is going on based off index. Till now, is it clear? Till now, is it clear? Okay, now this is one interesting question. Why from Jan 1, 1970? Before I answer, does anyone know that answer? Okay, let me answer this. Why it is done from Jan 1, 1970? Basically, on Jan 1, 1970, the Unix computer started, and from that time onwards, we are considering the timestamp as 0. So if you want a better explanation to that thing, you can just Google out. Now this is uh, a good question by someone we have here, Muhammad. Unix started on that date. Great. Yeah, correct. So that's why it calculates from that timestamp. So yep, now we have done set and get methods. So pretty much we have covered today's agenda. So yep, and I guess we are going at a better speed than yesterday. AMPM, just use some logic and print it. I don't want to give you everything. I just want you to practice. Yesterday also that switch statement was given just to practice, because directly you cannot put conditionals in a switch statement. AMPM, just try it on your own first, and then I'll explain. Is it done? Nope, it is not done. There is one interesting thing. I guess you wanted to learn the modern JavaScript, arrow functions, spread operators, destructuring of arrays, destructuring of objects. I just wanted to cover it. So do you want to learn that all today? Because from Monday I am going to start with document object model. In detail, we'll study whatever is required. We'll be dealing with the web pages, some basic HTML. I would like to ask you guys to study on your own. CSS, I am not going to cover that. This is just JavaScript, but because JavaScript to continue with web DOM manipulation will be required some basic, I'll just explain that. Saturday, Sunday is holiday, but I'll be giving you a lot of questions and small projects to do from like on Saturday and Sunday. Also, some I'll ask you to go through some HTML tags, some CSS. It is just a 7 days course, guys. So just hold on. Oops will be oops will be covered. Don't worry, regex will be covered. Yep. So like we have 3:54. Just let me have a 2-3 minutes break, and then we'll go ahead with the modern JavaScript. I'll just make a script folder for that, and just let me right now. We'll start with modern JavaScript in 3-4 minutes. I'll just have a short break, and I'll be back. Node.js, maybe not. It is not confirmed right now. Let's see how you guys grasp with the course. Okay, just let me have a script tag, and then we'll have a short break as usual for 5 minutes. You guys can have water, go here and there, and come back, and then we'll continue again. Mm, yep. Uh, can we make website responding using JavaScript? Uh, Partly, but mainly for making responsive. CSS plays the major role. No, I'm not taking lectures on Saturday and Sundays. We are having our blockchain course starting tomorrow. So you can just, I'll explain about that course at the end. So, yep. So now we'll have a short break for 4 minutes. Yep. I'll give real-time applications for assignment today. Don't worry. I'll myself make assignments and I'll send you by tonight. You will have like a minimum 5 to 6 or maybe 10 questions for both days, Saturday, Sunday, to practice. I'll explain about the upcoming course at the end of the session. So we'll again meet at 4 p.m. I'm just putting on the music back. I am right here only. I'm not going anywhere. So just stay here. So hello everyone, I'm back. Am I audible now? Again, we can start with the modern JavaScript. We have already learned about let and const. Do we have everyone with me right now? So we can go ahead. Yep, great. So yeah, so in modern JS we have okay. First, what we are going to learn is what awesome session. Thank you. So what we are going to learn is about destructuring objects. Now for example, we'll take the same example. I just want to show how you can what we say, how you can have a different method of iterating over an object in a better way. So now we had a object called as name, sorry, let person is equal to an object. Now I won't repeat the same mistake. Prasad age equal to 24, and then we have hobby, which is going to be something like coding. And then if I have my address, now address is going to be another object, right? It is going to have many parameters. For suppose it is going to have city as Mumbai, lane number as 2. Now we are dealing with some complex objects right here. So till now are we good? Till now are we clear what I have just done? I have just given some properties, and then I have just given another property as a object. You can also write functions inside a object. Yep, great. So now what you would do to usually traverse into this object is console.log. Suppose I want to go to this hobby value. So I would do, what I would do is person.hobby, and then it would give me value as coding. Just let me remove this thing right now. It's not needed. Yep. So but what if I want to go inside this address and city and lane number? How can I access those? So what I will have to do is just observe how we are traveling from one block to another in like inside it. So we will do console.log. Now first we have the name as person. Okay, I just replaced it. So now we will go into person, and then we will travel inside of this address, which is address, and now again we will go inside that, and we have two properties right here, city and lane number. So you can have infinite things, like I can have another building info right here, which will be another object. Inside it will be another object, inside will it will be another object. So you can go on and on and on, and you have to just give dot dot dot, and then it will become a mess. So I'll just delete this. Okay, so now as you can see, we had to write city. Now there's a better way to write all of this thing. So what you can do is, in modern JavaScript there is something called a destructuring or object. What it means is you have to just destructure that keys separately, whatever you are using. So how you can do it? Now I am going to use a const variable here, const. Now since it is an object, I am giving the object notation, right, like that. And what all things we have to extract? Suppose I just want the name and age, I'll just write name, I'll just write age. And from which object do you want to extract? Now I am writing it as person. So that's it. So now what it has done is it has taken person.name and assigned to this, person.age and assigned to this. So now if I just go and console.log just the name variable and age variable, You can see it has given me the same properties, name and age, without the need of typing uh, person dot name, person dot age. I have directly written the name and the age. Is this clear till now? Just let me know if this is clear, guys. Is destructuring of objects clear? Now these are very short concepts, but these are very handy concepts. So similarly, destructuring objects we have learned. Now we will quickly go to, yep, great. Destructuring, restructuring arrays. Now similarly I will have let array is equal to the same old array we have. Okay, let's not have that thing. Let's have mm, what we can have. Okay, Robert Downey. I guess I am not misspelling his name. Yep, Robert Downey Jr. Great. And then we have, just go back to the code again. Then we have Junior. So what usually we do to like access each and every property of this, suppose now this is first name, this is last name, and this is some salutation or something if I want to give. So what I'll have to do is I'll just have to give let first name is equal to ar of 0, and similarly I will have to do let last name is equal to ar of 1, and going ahead, and then I have to just go and write console.log. I have to write first. Okay, let's use backtick because I promised I'll be using that, so I'll be using that. First name space again this and the last name. So now if you can see, I am not currently taking this. So now you can see what how many lines of code we have just written to just do this. I have used const because I don't want it to be changed. You can try using let also. I don't think it should matter. Let's check. Yep, it's still working. Usually the variables which I don't want to change, I'll be using const, because the name and age of this person, I don't want someone to override these properties. So now if you can see, we have written this many lines of code. So I'll just comment this out, and now we will do this using destructuring. I'll also comment this array out. I'll take this array and we'll take it below. Print lane number. Okay, let's do that also. Now so for that what I will do is I have to do address. Okay, now I have to do address and colon. I have to pass another thing as, okay guys, let me just, I just went to the previous topic to make it clear. I saw one doubt how to print this lane number and city when destructuring. So what I have given is I have given another object and I am giving another parameter, and inside it, from that I just need the lane number. So now if I just go and print lane number, now you can see we have the lane number as well. So is your doubt clear, Arun Sai? This is the way you can just traverse while using destructuring the object. Just let me know if your doubt is clear so I can just go ahead and continue what we were doing. Yep, great. So now we'll have, instead of array, what we will write is what names do we want to give. Now this should be first name. Everything clear, guys, till now? Great. So just let me convert. Okay, so now we have first name, and then we had last name. Now we had this, and now I'm just going to do console.log. Okay, what did I do? Console.log, and I'm doing first name and last name. Now we have also destructured in just 2 lines. If you want me to write this same code inside this console.log, it is still going to work. You can see we have just, instead of making separate variables and assigning it to them and then console.logging, we have just assigned it directly inside this using destructuring. Great. Till now everyone is with me? Just let me know everything clear till now, because these are some ES6 concepts. I'm just giving you a brief about it. Okay, great. So now, okay. So now we'll go to another concept. I'll just comment everything which we are not going to require. I hope you guys are enjoying the JavaScript sessions. Can you just hit the like button now itself to, like, we have 373 people. You have been a student since past 3 days. I'll just write the topic till now. Can I see like how much you have liked the lectures? What is the meaning of those dollar and everything? You can just wait for the last part, because some students get bored. So I'll just complete the concepts, and then we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So those who have doubts can stay back, and I'll clear all those doubts. Let me just cover the concepts right now. Destructuring, and then we have something called as, okay, how many likes? Great. So now something called as spread operator. Yep. So now this one thing you have to memorize is some, like, I have a friends array, and inside that I am writing some name of my friends: Vishal, Aditya, Nihar. So now these are my friends. Okay. Now suppose now there is something called as contacts, or maybe you might be having some best friends. Okay, great. So what if I assign friends in this thing? Now just observe what I'm doing. I have created a friends array with the names of my 3 friends. I have assigned it to this thing, and I am just going to, we have just 16 minutes, guys, for the actual class session, and then we'll move to doubt solving for more 10 minutes, and then we'll end this session. First I will log friends. So we have this friends array. Now if I also log the contacts, now you see that it has given me both the arrays the same. So what it has done is it has just copied this array, made a reference to that array in this contact array. So what happen if I push something in this friends array? Let's do that and try. So after logging this, I'll just do friends dot push, and I'll put something called as error 404. I don't have any more friends. So now if you see that it has also changed the contacts array as well. Is this clear? Even if I did it after assigning the friends array to contacts and I then pushed the value to friends array, it also changed the contacts array. To explain it better, I'll have some help with some image. So for example, this is your friends. Okay, forgive my friends array, and then you have something called as contacts array. Now what it is doing is the value, just a minute, okay, the value stored in this is not been copied into this. What it does is it will just reference, give a reference of that array to the value stored here. So what it is doing is the value here is nothing but the reference of this value in this array. Yeah, both references are pointed toward a single object. That's what, like context array, the value is pointing towards this. So every time I change this array, it is going to give me that value it is having. So what if I want to have a separate copy altogether? So there is one simple thing you can do is, suppose I am doing this. So I have to just go and put uh, this, and then I have to give this to three dots. So let's check if that has worked for us. Now you can see that I have just made a separate copy altogether, spread operator. Spread operator has made a copy, a shall not a shallow copy, just it has just moved the values inside this into this. Previously it was just referencing the referencing to this object right here, but now it has its own value. If you can see in console, even if I have pushed another value into friends, it is not affecting this array because now it has a separate copy. So you can also, like if you have some contacts another than that, some suppose you have some contacts called as doctor, and then you have this, and then again you have some context called as emergency. And now if I run this, what will happen is doctor is there, then this friends array is copied here, and then there is emergency. If you can see right here, we have doctor, Vishal, Aditya, Nihar, and emergency. Yep, deep copy, it's deep copy. Is this much clear? Is this much clear, guys? Spread operator in arrays. Okay, great, great. Let me also, okay, I just remembered one more thing I would like to teach you that also. Now we have seen in array, now we'll see that the same thing in objects. So as usual, we have our old object. Okay, let's have a different one. Let employee. Okay, any doubts till now, guys? Okay, great. Now let's have a person object. Now this time it is going to be a different object, don't worry. Now it is going to be name, suppose Raj. Then he has his age 25. Also where he lives, suppose he lives in Raipur, something like that. So now we have this object, but below we have another object called as employee. Till now, are you clear till now? Just let me know. Arrow functions, yeah, just hold on. Arrow functions, I know you want to learn arrow functions. So now I'm just going, like if I suppose what employee gets other than those names, is, suppose he has his salary. Suppose his salary is somewhere around 40,000, and then he has his designation as accountant. Now these are two objects. I'll just console.log. Arrow functions I'm to just take after this. Last 5 to 10 minutes will be required. Arrow functions also has 2-3 ways of writing. I want to explain. Just hold on, guys. For arrow functions, I'll cover that too also. Now let me console.log person. Don't hurry up when you're learning something. Employee. So now if you can see, we have this two things. Name, this is a person object and this is your employee object. So what if, like we did a copy right here, we can similarly do a copy of this person right here. How you can do that is, I'll just include it here, three dots, the spread operator, and I want the person inside this, and I've added it right here. So now if I do here, what it has done is it has name, age, city, salary, and designation. Is this clear? The spread operator in objects. Now you can just explore more about this going ahead. Have you understood the spread operators and destructuring part? Yep, great. Now coming to that part which I was holding you back from the start. Arrow functions, it is nothing, it is very easy. Okay, it is not inheritance. Inheritance is very different from that. We'll learn about inheritance later. Okay, now how do we define a function? Let add is equal to function which takes two numbers and it will return num1 plus num2. And if I want to call this, I'll have to do add, and I have to pass 10 and 20 and save it into a variable. This we have already learned. Now I am not console.logging it because it is not a good practice, so I don't want to teach in that way also. So this is how you basically write a function. Okay, how you basically write a function. So how you can do this using a arrow function. So let's see that. I'll just comment this. So just observe, let add is equal to this notation, parentheses. Let me just write the function and then I'll explain you what I have done. Okay, it is very simple to understand. I'll make it very easy for you to understand. So this is the arrow function and it is going to do the same thing. If I just copy paste it right here, now it is giving us the same output. This is basically what is arrow function. So now how does this work? So if you observe closely, I'll just comment out this as well. This part is same. Okay, now we remove this functions part and then we remove these brackets and then we remove this return part. So I'll just explain. What it does is it says that give me the parameters. On that parameters I will operate this part and I will return you the value. Did you understand? Did you understand, guys? Just let me know quickly. My chat is not working or what? Just a minute. Okay, great. How to display on document? Just hold on. It is very easy. Document.write, but it will replace all the text I have right here. Everything clear? Great. Now I guess arrow function is clear for you guys. Now there are some things in arrow function which you have to understand. So just focus now. I'll write the syntax. Inside this you have to give the parameters, and then on this it will perform, it will execute and return the value. So what things we have eliminated from the function using this arrow is the function keyword, the function opening and closing brackets, and the return keyword. So to take one more example, suppose I want to directly create a new function which will concatenate two words together. Okay, so like say let join is equal to a parameter is which is going to take a and b. I'm just taking dummy thing, and on this it is going to operate and it is going to return me a plus b, or you can just ask it to return the value of a is a and b is. You can see how easy it has become to write the things. Just writing I guess arrow functions which you were waiting for is clear. Just write in the chat. Till then I am just writing the code. Yep, the value of a is hello and b is world. Everything clear till now in arrow functions? What we have done here is we have taken two parameters and then I have done an operation which will return me this part. Usually we would have written it in this here. So now one more thing, a quick shorthand is that suppose I want my function has only one variable. This is known as fat arrow notation. Okay, so now suppose I have only one variable. Just let me comment everything up here. Suppose I have let greet is equal to arrow function which is just going to take one variable. Just observe this now what I am doing. Welcome to let's upgrade. Now I hope you are liking our way of teaching. So I'm just logging this and I'll greet someone. Hey name, welcome to our way of teaching, and let log is equal to greet. Who shall we greet? Let's greet Gaurav from the chat. Gaurav, and I will console dot log the log variable. Now you have, hey Gaurav, welcome to Let's Upgrade's way of teaching. So now just observe, when we have just one parameter, you can even skip this parenthesis and the arrow function will work quite the same. So it has furthermore reduced your typing, just one bracket, but it is a good practice to use this. If you have only one parameter, you can skip the parentheses. And then if your function doesn't have any parameters, then you have to compulsory give the parenthesis, like let, suppose like it is like this, it is not having any parameters, so I will have to mention this to notate it. And for example, I will write here, just to give you a demonstration, I am writing console.log hello. Now it will log hello every time I call this function. So now I don't have any parameters, but then this parenthesis become necessary. You can't do like this, it will give you an error. And now if I am doing greet and I'm calling this function, you have hello right here. Also, you must have seen I'm writing without the brackets part. That is because my return value is a single line of code. But what if I have something right here as something multiple lines of code, like I am computing something and it is going like this, a separate line of code. So in that case, I'll have to break this arrow function using the same brackets, and I'll have to write the whole thing inside this. So unless and until it is not a singular line of code, you don't have to break this into an brackets. How to perform addition subtraction, that is going to be your assignment. Thank you for that suggestion. I'll also give you as an assignment. Can we use condition? Yep, you can use condition. So that is all for today, guys. So whatever, like I know people might have already got bored. So that was all about arrow functions. So now those who have got bored can just leave, and those who have doubts, I'll be clearing those doubts. Can we just, if you have just liked today's session, can you just subscribe if you are new, and just hit the like button if you have enjoyed that session. Just rate the session on a scale of 1 to 10, guys. Let me also know, like, if I have to improvise somewhere. One input I've got, that I am just stretching lectures. Yeah, just rate in the comments. Till then, I'll take one doubt, which was how to use if statements inside this. Great, 10, 9, 10. Assignments, don't worry about assignment as of now. Assignment, I am going to write down many questions, like we have 2 days holidays, and in that I will give you assignment so that both you are occupied for all those days, and when we meet on Monday, you are like proficient enough in all the topics we have learned. Increase the content more. I cannot increase, like JavaScript is very vast, but we have to, I am giving all the knowledge I can in these 7 days. The value is dash, use the backtick and not the single quotes. Just let me copy paste your comment, just hold on. I'll just copy paste your comment, Manav. This his prob his he Okay, just look here, Manav. Just change this single quotes into this backticks which are available on the keyboard before you are left of the one number. Console errors, you can just see that this is like, see, if I am okay, you can just ignore this error. This is a Chrome error which is occurring. Apart from that, if you get errors in console, you are seeing the lines of the code where the error is happening. So if I suppose I miss the bracket here intentionally, now it has given me that uncaught syntax error. missing bracket after argument list. I can just click on this line and it is going to take me into the sources panel, and it will show me where this error is occurring. If you can see, okay, I have zoomed it a little. So if you can see that hello, it is showing me that I have missed a bracket here. So using that, you can just see where you are getting an error. Also, you have the line number of the code which will match correctly right here. No, there is no extension to use that template literal. It is a feature of JavaScript. Just hit the like button, guys. We are all on 300 likes. If you have liked this today's session, and we are done with today's session. So coming forward, what you have ahead of is, okay, why no semicolon? Okay, as I told you, you can also call without semicolon, semicolon. It is all going to work the similar unless you have multiple lines of code, then it is mandatory, but it is a good practice. I sometimes forget to put semicolon. Okay. Blockchain, how to register for blockchain? So you can just go to our website, which is letsupgrade.in, and now in this website below you will have this blockchain. There is this blockchain part. You can just go on this site and you can just enroll now for this blockchain. You can just give your credentials and then you will get mails, a reminder mail. Just a one request, put your honest feedbacks in the comments, and if there is something you want to learn, we at Let's Upgrade will take care of that. Monday's agenda, I am not getting a confirmation. Milind will come to that. I guess we had a talk on that already. Debugger I have already covered today. You can just go and see it. Also, if you need any support for regarding our programs, there is this WhatsApp button. You can just contact to us on WhatsApp. Python programming certificates are in process. So now this is our blockchain program, the essential program, which will be of 15 hours. It will be live. So those guys who are new to Let's Upgrade, we have this website, and also we have our community, which is a community of students. In that we have our JavaScript group, and we have several groups for all the topics. You can just join there and you can get updates regarding our upcoming batches and everything like blockchain. And if you go in blockchain, by today there will be a post pinned right up here for tomorrow's schedule. So if you want, I will just put the group link in the comment section, so all those interested people for blockchain can just go and get updates regarding it. Just don't worry, we will send out the reminder mails today itself. WhatsApp number for support is right here. Our support team will guide you. There's one WhatsApp icon, our chat with us icon right here. You can just get support regarding any courses and everything. Also, those guys which are new to Let's Upgrade and who don't know that we have already running our AIML program. If you go in the advanced tab, we are having our AIML program coming up on 15th of August. We are already running the first batch. You can, like, it is a minimal fee of 3000, and then you can experience a better way of learning than others right here with us. It is also a total live session on our learning management system. Darshana, just create an account on GitHub because GitHub is going to be like your portfolio or profile when you apply for jobs in development companies. Node.js we are not announcing yet. We will let you know. You can just come and check our programs tab to see our upcoming programs. We are coming with a huge array of programs very soon. So yep guys, that will be all for today. Thank you everyone for your time, and I hope I have helped you learn JavaScript in a better way. Yep, great. Okay, just one more thing I would like to ask you guys to study is on Monday we are going to start with DOM, which is document object model, and for that I would like to request you to just go on W3 on various websites and just get some knowledge about basic HTML and basic CSS. That's all. Just some basic HTML and CSS, and that will be fine to work with DOM. Okay guys, then I will end this session right now and we'll meet on Monday. Assignments will be uploaded by our moderators by tonight, midnight, 12 a.m. I'll make a array of question. Yep. Thank you for reminding me. I have to upload the notes for today. Where is our community? Yep. Today is day 4 notes. Now let me go to VS Code. Day 4. I'll just provide the zip file today. RAR is not necessary, I guess. And going to JavaScript. Okay, the notes have been uploaded to the community. You can directly download and extract from here. Oops concept, just hold on. I have just hold on it, and we will cover it after the DOM. I don't have any idea to use it, sir. Can you help? Please join our Telegram group. Our students will help you. Also, you can find tutorials on our Let's Upgrade YouTube channel. We have covered GitHub in between in Q&A session for our batch 3. Just get some knowledge from YouTube and Google out about GitHub, sorry. Regular expression, Rajesh, just hold on, I'll explain it. Regular expression, you can till then just Google out. I want to take it in a proper structured manner, so just hold on. Topics which have been not covered, they will be covered. I already have regular expressions on my list. Yes, blockchain is valid for beginners. All those difference between while and do while have been covered previously. Blockchain will be from 11 a.m. tomorrow. How to mark attendance, there will be a form in the description of YouTube. You can just go and submit it. So yep guys, bye bye finally, and we'll meet you on Monday. Bye.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun. fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Sleep.